I've been in the business my whole life. I personally believe that everybody needs a boat. And not just because I make money selling them. I think that they keep families together. I think that they keep romances going. I think they keep stress down enough. You know, I've seen people, they come in Friday afternoon to the marina and they chew me out. And it isn't anything I did. It's something going on in their life. But by the time I see them on Sunday, they're new people. So everybody has to have a boat. But in another way, it's a discretionary purchase. And it's not a small amount of money. You know, this boat has a list price with a trailer in the 60s. So, you know, you want to make sure that the boat's going to last as long as the loan. And you want to make sure that that things don't start breaking on you or falling apart after 3 or 4 years. You know, some of the stuff like keeping all these compartments dry, it's all a matter of the boat not smelling like a sardine can after 2 years. I get other manufacturers' boats in on trade, and it's just like, boy, this boat smells like it's been underwater. Okay, see, here's your dedicated cooler storage. Got a little place for your handle so you can pull the cooler out. I like to load a boat. Personally, I like to load the cooler at home, carry it on the boat. There's plenty of other cooler storages. You know, here's another cooler. If you want to load the boat with a lot of stuff, but it's just, you know, you and the family or something, that cooler's big enough to handle it all. Okay, I'll go up in the bow now. Okay, there's some things that are, everybody has a windshield. There are some things that are just a matter of the kit costing more. And it doesn't mean necessarily it's a feature benefit to you, but the kit costed more, you know. And it's part of my job to make sure you see the value. Okay, for example, this styling, you won't ever see the styling on a lot of our competitors' boats. And the reason is because Taylor, the people that make these windshields, have certain standard designs. And so you design the boat so a standard windshield can go on it, and that windshield's going to be less expensive. This is a custom windshield, so it's more expensive, you know, and it's harder to get. You know, and it's just a matter of the kit being more expensive. So our boat's not as cheap as some boats. So what? It's better put together and it uses more expensive components. There's a lot of thought that went into building this boat. There's a lot of other people that'll sell you a cookie-cutter boat if you just want something pointy in the front and flat in the back to go through the water. If you want to do it with style, and you want to do it with a sense of pride of ownership, and you want to consider your boat a little bit of an investment, and spend the extra money, it's not that much more to go top-notch, not in boating. Okay, so here's your bow storage areas, nice and deep with gutters running around them, helps keep water out. See, here's your backing. Here's your drainage. There's your drainage right there. The only reason you should get water in that compartment is because you got water on top of this cushion, and the water went through the stitching, through the flow-through foam, through the layer, and out the weep hole. If you're putting that kind of water in the boat, you must be wetting this thing down with a hose. Here's another cooler. Okay, so we got a cooler here. We got a pull-out removable cooler. We got a cooler under the L lounge, and we've got a cooler on the back deck. The reason this is removable is because you can step up. Okay, and this is a nice wide platform. Here again, you know, that wide tech hull's coming into play. Here's a 22-foot, 4-inch boat. I can stretch my feet out like that. Got a little lumbar support. I'm about 6'1". Here's a shower up in the front. Why we have a shower up in the front? That's because when we lift our anchor locker lid with its stainless steel gas shock, we're going to have a ladder up here. Now, my competitor, the bow ladder is an option. And I can understand that. You're just trying to keep the cost of the boat down. And some people, I guess they'll say that some people don't use the ladder. But for me, if I have kids, that ladder's going to get used. These kids are going to jump off of this ladder. They're going to go in the water. They're going to go to the back of the boat. They're going to make a loop, and they're going to keep doing it. And hopefully, they'll keep doing it until they get tired. So we take them home and they go to sleep. Couple things to think about. If your ladder is an option, that's no problem, right? You just buy it. But if you buy the option, it'd be a whole lot better if the ladder worked. Okay? For example, Chaparral is the only boat brand I know of, now there might be another one, that actually puts, here's a grab rail for the ladder. The other thing is, think about how far the ladder goes. Because if you've got a ladder on the bow, the ladder actually has to be long enough to go in the water so you can use it. Most manufacturers give you a ladder, but the ladder can't actually be used. And the anchor sits right here in its own cradle, and that keeps it out of the anchor rope. Keeps everything dry. This anchor drains overboard. All the coolers drain overboard. Competitor, they drain into the bilge. Why do they drain into the bilge? Folks, they don't drain it into the bilge because it's better. They drain it into the bilge because it's cheaper. And that's an expensive little piece of hardware right there, but you're never going to be tripping over it getting off the front of the boat. Anyway, that's a Chaparral 224 Sunesta. She goes about 54 miles an hour. She comes on the plane quickly. She turns like a deep V boat. You know what? We sell these like crazy. And now you know why. Thank you for your time.